we, scaled into doing kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels. Then we scaled into doing additions on homes, scaled into doing ADUs and new builds. So when I started getting to that point where I could do that type of work, that's what made me reach out. And I became overwhelmed with the jobs I was getting through you. And that was pretty much the only marketing that I was doing. Prior to that, everything was references. So at the pace references was coming was okay. I didn't realize that once I started working with Quote Magnet that it was going to explode the way it did. And honestly, I wasn't ready for the explosion, but I was able to get a few jobs from it, so it really helped out.
So you were actually overwhelmed by the volume of people calling.
Yes, my pause of the campaign was the volume of people because every day I'm getting at least 5 to 6 leads. And of those 5 to 6 leads, at least 3 to 4 of them was serious leads to where, they was ready to go, ready to get some projects going. I didn't have to deal a lot of of leads that's just getting a whole bunch of bids to see who's going to be the lowest. That was the thing that I really liked. It was more concentrated. It may have been, they may have looked at one other contract, but I wasn't in competition with 10 other different contractors. And that was the main thing that I really liked about it.
Got it. Yeah. So because some people are always going to look for multiple different bids. That's just how some people like
Yeah,
buy. But like
right.
you'd say majority of the time you were dealing with people that were like relatively serious about moving forward.
Yes, yes.
And how much have you closed so far? Like I think you told me about an addition that you were working on recently. Like just in terms of revenue, how's it been?
Revenue has been good. Right now I'm working on an RV garage. We're looking at anywhere from 175,000 to 205,000 on that job. We did another home remodel that was 90,000. Um, and I gave her a big discount on that one. That was a pretty good job. We have another job where we starting. This is one is out in Buckeye, and that one probably is going to run us about 120,000 on that one as well.
Dang.
And she
So
she she wants to get an ADU put back in her backyard.
so like 120, 90, 200. What is that? Like almost $300,000 of work?
Yeah. So like I say, there's no complaint about the work coming in. No complaint at all.
Yeah. I mean, what would you say to somebody like a contractor listen to this? They're maybe on the fence. Like maybe they tried Angie's in the past, they tried HomeAdvisor, maybe they tried some other form of marketing and it just didn't really work out or pan out the way that they wanted it to. What would you kind of say to them in that moment when they're trying to make
Well,
the
I
decision?
can I can tell you definitely, Angi, I wouldn't touch them. Thumbtack wouldn't touch them. Uh, basically you're paying to compete against other people. You can do that for free. The difference with this is they're contacting your company to come and look at their job. Uh, it's not like you in a pool and you're trying to squeeze your way through a whole bunch of other people to get to the front line. They're contacting your company. They're asking you to come out, look at the job, and is putting you in a position to sell yourself and your company, opposed to eliminate competition. And the leads are serious leads. You're going to always have a few that they're just dream shopping.
Mm.
But sometimes even those dream shopping turns into a job because one actually did turn into a job because they was happy with what I was presenting and surprised about the price because other people had priced them, 50 to 75% more than what I priced them. So, you just never know. But I like the fact that you get a lot of leads every day.
Right. Like you're actually able to, for once, not just like wait on referrals coming through. You actually know you have control over that part of your business for the first time.
Right.
Mm.
And what I like is how you adjust to what the company need and what the advertising need to bring in those particular type of jobs, and you do it quickly. I'm not waiting 2 or 3 weeks. In a matter of days, I see the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you're working directly with me, Willie, my marketing team. Like, we really care that it's working for you. So there's been a few moments I remember where you actually wanted to change the jobs you were going after, either because you
Right,
had landed a job and you felt like, okay, those crews are busy, I need something else coming through, or it was something to that effect, right?
right. And
Yeah.
you shifted the focus of what I wanted, and those was the jobs that started coming in. So that was the thing I like is that it's personal. It's not like I'm in a pool of 100,000 different clients and I'm just a file. You talk to me directly, you contact me, easy to contact you. If I contact you, I get a response. Working with your guy, Willie, good guy, love working with him, a lot of good information. He
I
take the
appreciate the
time to
Willie
talk
shout
to
out.
you,
He
explain
knows what
things.
he's talking about with construction.
Yes, he do.
You know,
He do. And I was able to take some pointers from him and implement them into what I was doing. The only problem that I had with your company was I was getting too much and couldn't handle it. But that's not really your problem.
yeah.
But that was the only thing.
And at the end of the day, I hope that you feel like you're talking to people that actually understand the business. right? There's a lot
Yes.
of marketing companies out there or guys that will promise you the world, and like a lot of people can say that, but like have number one, have they done it before? But also like when you come to them with certain complaints, because it's gonna happen when you're doing business with somebody, like are they able to adjust? But also like do they know what you're going through? Because if you're going through all this effort with a walkthrough presentation, you're driving to the job site, like you're doing a lot during the day, and then now okay, we're just adding on extra phone calls coming through every day. But I hope that you're able to feel that like we know the business enough to where like we can help you in other ways as well. Like that's really where Willie would come into play.
Right.
Did he give you any like key takeaways that would help that you were able to implement?
Well, he gave me some key takeaways as far as going in there, recognizing people who's ready to close the deal. When you first initially talk to a client, get them into some type of commitment from the start where you're not running back and forth. Because I found myself going back 2 or 3 times to talk to them. I'm having, long conversations with them, and I'm putting in hours of work that I'm not being compensated for. And not only am I not being compensated for that time I'm putting in, but I'm being taken away from other work I could be doing what I could be getting compensated for.
Mhm.
So, he gave me good pointers on that, and that's why we had a really long conversation about that one topic until, he felt I got a good understanding and he was able to share everything that I could use for that, to improve in that area. Some people they on a time limit. I got 5 minutes to talk to you about this, and hopefully you get enough. If not, I got to move on to something else. And he was always open to call me anytime you need something. Let me know. I'm here to answer whatever questions you got, and that was a big thing.
So that was not necessarily an issue with the marketing because you were definitely getting in front of people, but it was more so
Right,
like your sales ability. Like you've been doing it a certain type of way, which was working for you. But then there was a
right,
couple of adjustments we made inside the home to make it even more effective.
right,
Save you some
right.
time
And
there, a little bit more confidence inside the home, maybe not going back and forth on email to put a bid together, but just being able to ready to just take payment, right? Like that's what we always teach all of our guys to do.
right. Be ready to take payment. And that's something else from talking to him, I started implementing what I call pre-development.
Mhm.
So that's a contract that I get the client to sign that if you want me to learn what your setback is, what your zoning is, where your utilities at, those things take time. I have to get in touch with the city and different people. So we're having to sign a pre-development contract saying that you're going to pay me a certain amount of money for whatever hours I have to put in. That lets me know how serious they are about getting the project done. Because if you're not willing to invest $500, $1,000 to find out all of this information up front, you're not willing to invest 80,000, 100,000, 200,000, what it's going to take to get the project to the finish line.
Mhm. But it sounds like it's working, right? You've
Yeah,
had
it's
three. So
definitely
what is that?
working.
300,000 and how many months has it been? Like three?
Uh, well, if we got to take away the months that are paused, actually. So if you take those months away, I think we're down to from January, probably about 4 months.
Right, but it's not been continuous because, like you said, you had too many calls coming through, so you paused it to go catch up on the work, and then you came back.
Right. So
Yeah.
for the time that I was actively running the ad, about 4 months,
Okay.
about 300,000. So had I kept going and been able to accommodate those, it would probably been more, a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the goal for you, Sheldon? Where are you going to take things from here? Like
Well,
with the company?
I want to. I'm scaling up. I hired on put some more workers on the books. Uh, got to get budget in with the company straight. Monthly budget. Have to wait a couple of months to let some services that's no longer needed fall off. And just get budget in straight and focus on marketing and getting the labor pool so I can handle the jobs that come in.
I think that's the next step for you, Sheldon, because you've proven that you're able to sell, and you've proven that our system is able to get you in front of people. You just had to pause it because you couldn't handle the work. But if
Right.
you were able to handle the work, I mean, it'd be, I mean,
Yes.
just imagine
Yes.
that, right? Like that's really obviously the next step for you. So it might be involving like basically building your team out, right? Project managers,
Right.
field estimators, like really building some
Right.
structure so that you can get to that next level.
And that's what I've been doing. I got project managers in place. I got estimators in place. I got administrative workers who strictly dedicated to office work, which allowed me to do the things I need to do to make sure that we can sell our company, we can sell jobs, and we can close jobs. So I can go and see a customer, be the initial face, the initial contact. Then I can send my estimator in to do the footwork on putting numbers together. And it makes us not only look more professional, but makes us look more organized. And people like organized. People like to see that you're professional and organized. So when you come in their house, you're going to treat the project the same way. They like to see clean, not only clean, on a job site, but clean in how you present your business and how the paperwork go through and things like that. So I have systems in place that's very professional, but at the same time, they don't feel they're dealing with some big corporation, a big company that's going to add a whole bunch of money on top just because they're a big company. So they like the fact that I'm small, but I operate as a big company.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see where you take things from here. Right. Any last words for Quote Magnet or?
Yeah, I would recommend Quote Magnet, especially someone who's starting out trying to get themselves some leads coming in. I will say, be conscious of, you know, the type, how fast you want to scale, because reputation is everything. And I don't, you don't want your company as a reputation that people call and you never call back. And you don't want to be connected to Quote Magnet as, oh, they send us lead, they send us companies, but these companies never call back, because then it hurts Quote Magnet reputation and it hurts your company reputation. And me pausing the campaign the way I did is that's what was the reason behind it, to protect reputation and to fulfill our commitment and keep our integrity intact.
So basically, be ready for it, right?
Be
When you come
ready.
on board, be ready for the work.
It's coming. You told me that, and I have to be honest, I took your word, but I didn't know to what degree, because I've heard it so many times and I've seen it, but I wasn't ready for it. And you told me you got to be ready for it. And you kept asking me, do you have the things in place? Will you be able to respond to the calls? You sent the sheet, the script to help me with what questions to ask. A wonderful script, still use it to this day. So you gave me the tools I needed, but you got to be ready for it.
Yep, that's it. All right, Sheldon, appreciate the time.
No problem. And we,
Cool.
we will talk again soon.
Yeah, we'll pause right there. We're gonna, if you're okay with it, take some of that. If there's anyone kind of on the fence, maybe send them a short clip so that
Mhm.
hopefully it can inspire them to find the right people and take a step forward. So.
Okay. And everything I said is genuinely how I feel. That's how I feel about it.